excited to start talking about balance. I think balance is fundamental to everything that we do, and it crosses over into so many different areas of athleticism. So that's why the first product we came up with was the balance trainer. It's exactly the same as the one that people have been able to buy through Team Kinetix for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to start off with some really simple balance exercises that you can do without any kit at all. We're going to talk about how you can achieve balance and what balance is. And from there, we're going to move on to some exercises we can do on the rail. I know that some of this seems really basic. You can use it as a warm-up, or you can use it as a way to just drill those basics. Because balance is one of those things that gets better the more you practice. I find myself walking around on rails just to practice and keep my balance skills there. So first of all, how do we achieve balance? Well, balance is really, really simple. We are in balance if our center of mass, majority of our weight, is above our base of support. So standing up is a balance. Right now, my center of mass, this heavy bit of my body here, is between my base. My base is from the outside of one foot to the outside of the other, and front to back of my foot. So my base of support is underneath me, my weight is above it. If I move my center of mass outside of that, I'll fall over. Simple as that. Or I'll need to increase the size of my base, which is what we do when we try and stand on one leg. If I want to stand on one leg, I have to shift my center of mass over my new base of support, which is this foot that's still on the floor, so I can lift the other one up. If I don't shift my weight first, then we'll fall over, just by lifting it up. And by increasing my base of support again, I get back into balance and I can stand up, otherwise I'd fall all the way over. It's a really simple thing to imagine, just keeping your center of mass, most of your body, above your base of support, and you'll stay in balance. So the first exercise we're going to do is just playing with that, shifting our weight over one foot then the other. I'm going to shift my weight over one foot and lift the other foot off the ground. And I've got these little tiny movements happening on my foot to maintain that balance. If I squeeze my tummy, squeeze my bottom, and keep myself as stiff and as still as possible, it's a lot easier to keep that balance. Something else that helps with balance is looking at something that's not moving. Right now I'm looking at the tripod, looking at the camera, and it's helping me maintain my balance. We can make ourselves a little wider, and we can use our arms to flag a little bit. This is something that helps when you get a bit more practice of balance, so you can adjust where you want to put your weight. Okay, standing back down. We're going to try the same with the other leg. Shifting my weight, and then lifting the foot off. Again, looking at something that's not moving. I can feel the back of my legs are working, I can feel the muscles working there, just trying to maintain my balance. Again, squeezing my tummy, squeezing my bottom, and keep myself nice and stiff. Okay. Really, really straightforward. And we can do that forwards and backwards as well. It's not just left and right, because we're three-dimensional creatures. So from here, my mass is above my base of support. If I take my mass outside of that, I've got to make the base bigger in order to stay in balance. From here, I have one foot in front of the other. I'm going to shift my weight forwards and lift up that foot. Keeping this knee a little bit soft gives me a little bit more movement, and I can try and maintain that balance. And get back. We'll switch and we'll try that on the other side. So shifting my weight forwards and maintain that balance. My mass is above my base of support. We can try that onto the back foot as well. So shifting my weight backwards and lifting up that front foot. Again, the same on the other side. Shifting my weight backwards, lifting up the front foot, so I'm balancing on that one leg. By keeping our center of mass above our base of support, we can stay in balance. And by having a bigger base of support, it's a little bit easier to maintain that balance. And by having a smaller base of support, it's a little bit harder to keep all our center of mass right above a smaller point. You'll see in these balance trainers, they have a wider base, and the center of mass is above the middle of that base of support. That's why it's really hard for these things to fall over. When we come to balancing on a rail, our base of support will have to be very narrow, because it's a very narrow thing to stand on. We've got to really try and keep that center of mass, the heaviest bit of our body, above the thing we're standing on. And as long as you keep that in your mind when you're trying to balance, you'll have a better time getting to grips with it. So before touching any equipment, the first thing we want to try and do is maintain that balance. Shifting to one leg, shifting to the other, and coming forwards, and backwards, and trying that on both sides. Once you can hold all those balances for the count of 3, we can start shifting our weight around and playing with balance and seeing where the limit of that balance is. So I'm going to shift onto one foot. How far can I lean forward and digging those toes in before I'm just outside the balance? Or how far can I come this way before I have to put that foot down? How far can I go backwards? And you see, as I go backwards, I'm bringing my other foot forwards, which will act as a counterweight, a counterbalance, so that my center of mass, the middle of my mass, is still above that base of support. You can see that from the side here. If I want to lean back and take my other foot forwards, I can still maintain that balance. Whereas if I bring this foot back, I'll fall. So that's our introduction to balance, the absolute basics of balance. The only thing you need to remember is your center of mass, the heaviest bit of your body, your middle of your weight, should be above whatever is on the floor, above your base of support. I'll see you soon.